At 3:17 a.m., every phone in Millbrook rings once. Just once. No one knows who's calling, because nobody's ever picked up in time. Until one night in 1994, someone did, and what she heard on the other end changed everything. Millbrook is a town of 400 people, tucked into the hills of northern Vermont, the kind of place with one gas station, one diner, and a phone system nobody can explain. Every landline in town, every single one, rings at exactly 3:17 a.m. for 1 second. Then silence. It's been happening since before color television. Longtime residents don't even flinch anymore. They just unplug the phone before bed, or they let it ring. Because everyone in Millbrook knows the rule. You don't answer the 3:17 call. Nobody remembers who made that rule. They just know what happened to the ones who broke it. Her name was Carol Byrne, new to town, skeptical, the kind of woman who laughed at local legends. She'd heard the warnings at the diner, old men mumbling into their coffee. Don't answer the phone, dear. She thought it was small-town theater. So on her third night in Millbrook, when the phone rang at 3:17, Carol picked it up. She said hello. There was breathing on the other end. Slow, measured, almost polite. Then a voice, her own voice, speaking back to her, word for word. At the exact same moment she spoke, like an echo that arrived before the sound. Carol hung up, told herself it was a prank, a crossed wire, a coincidence. She went back to bed, but the next morning her neighbor mentioned something strange. At 3:17 a.m., she'd seen Carol's porch light flicker on for exactly 1 second, then off. Carol hadn't touched the light switch. For the next few nights, nothing happened. Carol almost forgot about it. Then, on the fourth night, the phone rang again. At 3:17, she didn't answer, but it kept ringing, past 1 second, past 10. It rang for 4 full minutes, the longest anyone in Millbrook had ever heard it ring. She finally answered, just to make it stop. This time, there was no breathing, no echo of her own voice, just a single sentence, spoken calmly, in a voice that wasn't hers. You already answered once. You don't get to choose anymore. Then the line went dead. Carol didn't sleep again that week. Carol started digging, town records, old newspapers, anyone who'd talked to her. What she found didn't make sense at first. Millbrook's phone lines were installed in 1961. The very first night the system went live, every phone in town rang at once, at 3:17 a.m. But there was no operator on shift, no call placed from anywhere. The town's first phone company records show a technician named Adley Voss. He was found dead in the Exchange building, the morning after that first ring, sitting in his chair, headset still on. Cause of death, undetermined. His logbook had one entry from that night, just 4 words. It's already listening. Carol found something else. A pattern. Every person who'd ever answered the 3:17 call disappeared within the year. Not dramatically, not all at once. They just left, moved away without warning. No forwarding address, except 3 of them. 3 never left Millbrook at all, because their names are on headstones in the town cemetery. Each one died in their sleep, each one at 3:17 in the morning. Carol realized the voice hadn't lied to her. You already answered once. You don't get to choose anymore. It wasn't a threat. It was a schedule. She had been added to a list, and the list always finishes what it starts. 11 months after that first call, Carol's phone rang again. Not at 3:17, at 3:16, 1 minute early. She stared at it, heart pounding. Then she understood. It wasn't calling to talk anymore. It was counting down. She didn't answer. She ran, grabbed her keys, got in her car, drove straight out of Millbrook that night. Made it to the town line by 3:16 and 40 seconds. Her phone, her cell phone, sitting in the passenger seat, began to ring. At 3:17 exactly, she crossed the town line as it rang, and the call simply stopped, cut off mid-ring like a hand over a mouth. Carol never went back to Millbrook, but she still keeps a landline in her new house, disconnected, unplugged from the wall, just in case. Because a year after she left, she got one more call, on her cell phone this time. At 3:17 a.m., she let it ring. When she finally checked the log the next morning, the call had come from a number that traced back to Millbrook, to a phone exchange that had been decommissioned 30 years earlier. To this day, Millbrook's phones still ring once at 3:17. Most residents don't even notice anymore. They've learned the only rule that matters. Some things aren't asking to be heard. They're asking to be answered. And once you do, you've already agreed to something you can't take back. So if your phone ever rings once in the dead of night for no reason at all, let it ring. Whatever's on the other end has more patience than you do.